Once upon a time, in the verdant kingdom of Eldoria, there reigned a king named Alaric. Known far and wide for his integrity, King Alaric was a ruler who believed in the power of honesty and the importance of leading by example. His people adored him, for he was fair, just, and always listened to their concerns. King Alaric's days were filled with duties, yet he never let the weight of the crown dim his spirit. He often wandered the streets of his kingdom in disguise, mingling with his subjects to understand their lives better. One fateful day, while walking through the bustling marketplace, Alaric overheard a group of merchants discussing rising taxes imposed by the crown. Their voices, filled with worry and despair, tugged at his heart. The merchants spoke of how difficult it was to provide for their families, and Alaric felt a deep sorrow for their plight. He returned to the castle, conflicted and heavy-hearted. He closed his eyes, imagining the faces of the merchants and their families. He could not bear to see their suffering. Driven by compassion, Alaric summoned his advisors and proposed a bold idea to decrease the taxes for the merchants and implement a fairer system that would benefit all. His advisors, shocked, warned him of the potential repercussions. "Your Majesty, the treasury will suffer. How can we sustain the kingdom?" they argued. With a deep breath, Alaric replied,
"A king's true wealth lies in the happiness of his people. If they thrive, so shall the kingdom."
His heart raced with uncertainty, but he knew that honesty and compassion must guide his rule. The next day, Alaric addressed his kingdom from the grand balcony of the castle. With sincerity in his voice, he confessed the struggles he had witnessed and announced the new tax reforms. The crowd erupted in surprise and disbelief. Slowly, smiles began to spread as they realized that their king truly cared for their well-being. As the days turned into weeks, the kingdom flourished. The merchants, relieved by the lower taxes, were able to invest in their businesses and support their families. Alaric's heart swelled with pride and joy as he watched his people thrive. He felt a profound sense of connection to them, knowing he had made the right choice. One night, the enemy launched an attack, aiming to seize the kingdom. Alaric's heart sank as he learned of the invasion. Fear gripped him, but he refused to let it cloud his judgment. Instead of hiding behind palace walls, Alaric rallied his troops, standing shoulder to shoulder with them. He spoke passionately about the strength of their unity and the importance of defending their home. His honesty about the situation inspired courage in the hearts of his soldiers. They fought valiantly, and together they repelled the attackers. In the aftermath of the battle, Alaric stood amidst the ruins, reflecting on the storm of emotions that had swept through him. He felt fear, but also immense pride in the resilience of his people. As he surveyed the faces of his warriors and citizens, he understood that honesty had forged a bond that no enemy could break. With time, Eldoria thrived once more, and the story of King Alaric, the honest king, spread far and wide. He had proven that true leadership comes from empathy, integrity, and the courage to act for the greater good. Alaric ruled for many years, his heart forever intertwined with the hearts of his people, reminding all that a king's strength lies not in power, but in honesty and love. And so, the kingdom of Eldoria flourished, not just in wealth, but in spirit, as they followed the example of their beloved king, who always led with an honest heart.